Ciao Paola! I am Diego. I am your patient care coordinator. We passed a week together now here with CRPS Treatment. And well, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you went through. Well, don't have to say the whole story, but what you went through and how you got to us.
I'm Paola. I'm 25 years old. I have CRPS for 7 years now. Got a couple of failed neural stimulators, and then after Googling a lot, I found you guys. And 2 months later, here I am.
Yeah, and well, just tell us a little bit about how your experience was, and with us, and how you were in contact, were you well followed. Tell us a little bit about that.
So at the beginning, I speak with Sandra. Sandra was the one taking care of my calls. She was really good at answering all of our questions, and we were really worried because we didn't know much of what was going to happen once we arrived, but she made us feel really safe. Then once we arrived here, we met you, and you're really funny, really outgoing, so it made the situation really easy. It made it like more of a enjoyable trip, not just medicine, and that also helps a lot when you're in pain.
Yes, of course, and I think, as I told you throughout the week, I think that even breaking that circle that habit creates, seeing different things about that. Did you enjoy the tourism? We got to see some things.
Even in pain, you never told me no, so you allowed me to do stuff I wanted to do, like the Museum of Ferrari, and you helped me get like all of this experience, not putting pain like it was limitation, but just going around it. So that was really good.
That's good. And how did you find the staff here at the clinic?
They're so kind, they care so much about you, they're so sweet.
Okay. And although we had some problems on the first infusion with the finding the vein, but that's why it's also important to have people around you and following you in a foreign country. And about the hotel, go ahead, tell us everything. Don't worry.
The hotel is really comfortable, like you sleep really good. The food wasn't our cup of tea, but because we don't like that fancy type of food, we wanted to experience a little bit more of normal food. So we talked to Sandra and we figured a solution.
Yes.
It was really good. We can order food, a little bit more normal Italian food or any type of food. So anything we were able to ask for anything, don't have to eat necessarily at the hotel. The people back at the hotel are also really nice. They every morning they say buongiorno and everything. It's a good,
mille.
yeah, that's the word I for sure know now. Grazie mille. So it was a really good hotel. It's always clean, tidy, mighty, it's really good place.
Okay, that's good. No, that was important. Even if if you don't have to like the food, So the important is that we try to find a solution for everything, and
it was a good one.
That's good. And yes, that's about it. So if you have anything to add, go ahead. I don't know, to the people out there or whatever, but that's about it. That's all it was.
Okay. No, maybe I know it's a scary decision to make, like traveling half over the world just to see if something works. But in our case, it was worth it, and the people here make you feel safe. So I recommend it.
That's good. Okay,
I really do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for everything, and of course, all best luck and everything. This is the 4th infusion, so it's the last infusion, and then you go. Well, today is small day. It's shopping day. Okay, yeah. Today's shopping day, so that's good. You're walking today, so I mean, not that there's yes, but it's good, and it's always a good sign. Although you are somebody who really pushes through pain, so and have a safe travel back home.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is your host Emily. Welcome to this new episode of Let's Talk About CRPS. And who better to talk to today than Paola? Paola is a CRPS warrior. She came to us at the beginning of the year, which means now she's in her 6 months post-treatment. So Paola, welcome on the podcast. Why don't you present yourself for everyone listening?
Thank you, Emily. I am Paola Lizano. I am 26 years old and I'm from Costa Rica.
Okay, so you came to us in February for treatment. Back then, how long had you been fighting CRPS for?
I have been fighting for 7 years, so it was quite a long time.
Before you came to Italy, what treatment had you tried back in Costa Rica?
Everything under the sun. So we tried everything that was possible in Costa Rica. I tried medicines, I tried blockages. I was pretty allergic to medicines, so that was a really big step back. And then after we didn't find anything like more conservative to work with, we tried to use a neurostimulator, which turns out I'm also allergic to. So it caused me an infection on my spine. So it was pretty bad. When I went to Italy, I thought there was nothing else for me to do because that was pretty much what they told me.
So what triggered your CRPS?
My CRPS was triggered by like two things. Like it was not one main event because at first I fell from a staircase, like 8 or 10 stairs. It was quite a fall, but I can take too much pain. Like my pain level is quite high. So I didn't went to the doctor until a month later with almost my whole ankle being broken.
Oh God.
There was when the nerve pain started, but it wasn't as bad. So with a little bit of treatment, it was under control. But I grew overscarred. So it overscarred, and my doctor forgot it has been damaged in the nerve, and he operated on it. So he went and just went through with the treatment through the nerve, and that was the main event that ended up triggering what we already knew was there.
So what was the affected area then?
It was my right ankle. At the beginning.
And what were your symptoms?
I got a lot of pain. It got swallowed. It changed colors. My nails overgrew to the side. I stopped having as much hair. And then the worst, well, despite the pain, the other worst thing was that it grew. So it started to spread along my whole leg. And right before I went to Italy, it was starting in my other leg.
And what was your pain level back then?
My pain level, I always have trouble thinking 1 to 10 because when I think I have reached 10, then got even higher and higher and higher. So what I can describe it as was that I was no longer living, I was just surviving.
That was I wanted to ask you, what was the effect of CRPS on your life? Because you were 26, 25, so you're pretty young. So what effect?
I when I was 18.
Yeah, exactly.
I was fall when I was 18, so I have to quit college for a moment. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive in my car anymore. I couldn't go to classes. As I told you, I was pretty much surviving. I couldn't really move much. And I was in so much pain. I got really nauseous, so I was not eating. I was not sleeping. I was pretty much not doing anything, which is really sad. And I developed PTSD and stuff like that because it's always like a big tool on your mental health as well.
Of course. So I know a lot of patients have difficulties for getting the CRPS diagnosis. Was it difficult for you to get a diagnosis?
It wasn't. Funny enough, not as much as everyone else. After the surgery, I got diagnosed within 3 months window. By a really good orthopedist.
Orthopedic, yeah.
Thank you. He saw me and right away he was like, "Oh, I know what you have. You have textbook symptoms, so it's pretty easy to diagnose you."
Mm-hmm.
The hard part comes after. After he diagnosed me, I went through probably over 15 different doctors
Oof.
to finally get to one that could do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So she is the one that kept me going all this time. And actually, the last favor I asked her was keep me alive long enough so I can go to Italy.
Yeah.
And she did.
So what made you decide to go to Italy?
As I mentioned previously, I got run out of options here.
Mm-hmm.
And once I saw Italy was like a miracle. It felt like finally something else I can try.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked to Sandra, we talked to the team, and they make us feel really safe, despite how scared we were, because it was really, I traveled all the way around the country, the world, sorry.
The word, yeah.
The word, not the country. To see if something might or may not work. So it was the light at the end of the tunnel that make us take that jump of faith.
Yeah. So what was your experience like in Italy?
It was amazing. I got a really good experience. I was not just, the medical part was great. They took really good care of me. I was always with someone. Diego, in my case, was the one that was with me. But because it's tourism, I also got to do a lot of things that took my mind away from what was happening. And I love Formula One. So we went to the Ferrari Museum. It was really cool. It makes what we did and what we think when you planned us like, oh, take it like also tourism. It was if the treatment for some reason didn't work, at least I get a good vacation out of this. So that's like, okay, the worst case scenario, you get a good vacation. Thankfully, that was not the scenario. I'm doing really well. But I always have someone with me. They were really nice, really funny. They make the hours at the clinic really easy. I told you I have nausea. Yeah. So within the first versus the second day, you bring me like a bracelet because you were so worried that I was not eating. So you
the nausea bracelet,
everything. You take care of really everything. You just not the part just at the clinic. You are always focusing on what we might need. Me and my mother in this case, you were also really good with her. That she was my companion.
It's important, you mentioned it yourself. You fly across the ocean, across the world, and it's pretty scary, and you don't know anyone, you don't know anything, and it's important to have a team that is focused on you, on your caregiver, and on just making sure that your whole experience, not just the treatment, but the whole experience, taking your head out of the treatment just for an afternoon of tourism, going to visit, the Formula One, the Ferrari museum. So it's just taking your mind out of things just to kind of relax and help you really relax your body during your treatment. So it's very important for sure. So what were the results for you then for the treatment?
The results were amazing. I saw them almost the same week because when we were on the Thursday, that was my 4th day there, I got hit by a door on the leg. That is not so good. Yeah. We were worried. It was really like a scary situation. They even left me the wheelchair in case I was not able to walk because getting hit normally will mean not walking, getting to the hospital and stuff like that. The next day I woke up, I walked to the breakfast and I'm fine. I get ready and I'm fine. And I'm like, what is going on? You're not hurting. So I went to the treatment without the wheelchair. I went to the mall without the wheelchair. And I was so surprised. It was almost unbelievable how well I was doing. And it was only day 5. After that, we came back. It was still a little bit hurt. It hurt, but it was not bad. I came back and I started to walk more, started to play with my cousins more, with my little cousins. I started doing more and more and more stuff, and it was no longer in pain. I was able to finally put some longer pants on because I usually wear shorts because of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
The wind can touch my leg without me jumping out of how much it hurt. And I start seeing how I start to get my life back together. And there was some things that I didn't realize that then my fathers or my close family were like, do you realize you're doing so much more? And I was like, yes, I am. It is pretty scary in the sense that you are waiting for it to see how it's going. It's like, are you gonna trick me and start hurting? What, is this a dream? But it wasn't. And I'm finally able to wear jeans, which I was not able to for 7 years. And I'm finally getting back to university.
Oh, that's so
to
good.
Finish my career. So yeah, it's literally the results of this treatment is me getting back to living.
Well, that's really.
I love it.
That was very emotional. Thank you. That was very beautiful. What would you want to say to any CRPS patient around the world, to everyone listening to the podcast?
That they are stronger than they believe. And even though they put us to the test, believe in yourself, that you're stronger, that there's a solution, advocate for yourself, and as hard as it seems, keep going. It is hard, but keep going because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Very well said. Very well said. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast with us. It's very important for us to have patients who underwent the treatment with us to kind of explain their own experience to others, and just hearing other CRPS patients talk about what they went through. I think it's very important for everyone. So thank you so much for participating today with us on that podcast.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And for everyone else listening, I'll see you next week for the next episode of Let's Talk About CRPS. And for now, we're saying bye to Paola. Bye.